Hello and welcome. My name is Moni and I am the founder of Feng Shui for Us and the developer of the 9 Steps to Feng Shui system. The purpose of this video is that you get acquainted a little bit more with me, that you learned a little bit about my background and my approach to Feng Shui to see if this is a good match for you, if you would benefit from exploring more of this website or getting the books or the products or the training. So, I was born in Quito, Ecuador, which is in South America. Ecuador is right by the equator, and the city right on the equator. And the city where I was born was only 20 minutes south of the equator. And so sometimes people ask me, "Well, is it really hot over there where you were born?" And actually, it was kind of chilly because the city where I was born was in the Andes Mountains, so 9,000 feet above sea level. It is also the capital city of Ecuador, so it has a few million people and is very modern and very dynamic and very cultural. And I had the fortune of studying architecture in a city that has a very rich architectural history. And my career was 5 years of courses and then 1 year of developing a professional thesis. And I was very, very fortunate that I had really good teachers that from whom I learned a lot about architecture and creating beautiful and functional designs. And so, but while I was studying, while I was a student, some of my classmates and myself, sometimes we were at a loss because when we were designing a project and we brought it to the teacher for the teacher to make suggestions on how to improve our project, many times we were told to do things in a certain way and not another. For example, I remember very clearly one of my classmates was designing a prototype bedroom for a hotel, and he had designed it so that when you opened the door, the first thing that you saw was the bed, like the side of the bed. And the teacher had told him he shouldn't do that, that he should actually turn the bed around so that when you come in, you don't run into the bed. And that is, by the way, very good feng shui, the advice of the teacher. But the teacher was not able to explain why when my classmate asked him, "So why is this placement for the bed better than the other?" The teacher was not able to give a satisfactory reply other than that he knew from experience that it was a much more functional design to do it that way. And like this example, there were many others. And I always had the sense that there was something more to the design of spaces that could be decoded and understood conceptually. And I have found that in Feng Shui. So but let me tell you a little bit more about my journey towards Feng Shui. As I said, I started studying architecture in my 20s, and I graduated in 1995. And shortly after that, I moved to the United States. When I arrived in the United States, I interviewed for an architectural office, and I found out that my degree was not accepted by the American Boards of Architects, and that I would have to go back to school for about 4 years, maybe 5 years in other schools if I wanted to practice my profession. So that was, in a way, a disappointment. But I think now that it was a blessing in disguise because the inability to practice architecture in the United States led me to look for other disciplines, to explore other disciplines like Feng Shui. And when I found Feng Shui and when I started studying, I found the answers to many of the questions that I had as a student of architecture. And now, for example, I know that that better bed positioning in the design of the hotel room was due to being in the power position, where the person has a solid wall behind the headboard. They can see the entrance to the room, but the entrance is not right in front of them, and that is considered the power position in Feng Shui.